The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world. Hello, and welcome to Tuesday, December 12th, 2023. People who leave the house without hats. I need some mind over matter help. I don't know if I've left my house in the spring, fall, or winter without a toque on. And this morning, I did. I went to leave, realized I forgot something, so I ran around the house a bit with my coat on, and suddenly, the last thing I was thinking about was a hat on my way out the door. My truck still doesn't have any heat, but the outside temperature gauge works, -18. And I didn't need the truck to tell me that. My ears were screaming in displeasure. For 20 minutes, I could think of nothing else except that I wasn't wearing a hat. And how am I only this far along the journey? And multiple times I thought, should I turn back to get it? Should I pull over and see if there's anything in the back of the truck that could pass for a hat? My ears are so cold. Can I still hear out of them? I, of course, am going to have to do this again at the end of the show today. Drive home without heat or a hat. So folks who do this all the time, how do you function? Seems we always have an iPhone hack on this show, and I was delighted to find the spacebar hack where you can edit your text backwards by just holding down the spacebar and moving your cursor. Yeah. Yes, that has been life-changing. Mm-hmm. And then you just told me about a life-changing hack that we need to share with the world.
Oh, yeah, keyboard shortcuts.
And what is that?
So you can go into your keyboard shortcuts on your settings. And for example, I use these two quite often. I'll type in YMM as my shortcut and it'll fully spell out correctly Fort McMurray.
That's amazing.
So it's like a YMM and it'll do Fort McMurray with capitalization, etc. And then the other one that I use quite often for work is square feet. So in my shortcut, I type in SQFT and then it translates to FT with a little 2 above it.
Wow.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I find it super handy.
That is amazing. And now, okay, what about autocorrect? Can you do keyboard shortcuts that, for instance, my husband's name is Sky, and for a long time, my phone either only never let me capitalize it, it always put a little S on the front, or if I did capitalize it, it'd be like, oh, you must mean Sky with an E.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I've been married to this guy for a long time. Why don't you know?
Yeah, I think you should be able to do that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I know sometimes you have trouble with my name too.
Yes, it always autocorrects Kate to late. It's like, hey, late's coming today.
I think honestly though, that's just that just goes with the territory because oftentimes I can be late. So
the phone's like, I will let you know that Kate is going to be late today. Just call her late now. It's the time of year for potlucks, and I saw you in the grocery store yesterday really loading up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, loading up for our office potluck today.
And what are you bringing?
I'm bringing a veggie tray.
Okay.
Yeah, which sounds super boring, but I cannot mess it up. I am very good at cutting vegetables.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And as well, you bought some good dips to go with it, right?
I did.
That's
yes.
the biggest point of a veggie thing is making sure the veggies aren't soft and that the dip is delicious.
Definitely.
But it's hard to know how much to put on the tray.
Yeah, it is. So last year I also brought a veggie plate. I guess it's just my signature move. And
it's not it's my signature. Okay, can you bring a veggie tray? You're so good at it.
But last year I did, and I swear, Steph, no one touched it.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it was good because I was just able to make leftovers for the rest of the week.
And so did you become an expert at putting vegetables in things? Did you make vegetable soup? Did you make some stir fry?
Yeah.
Or did you just make carrot sticks all the time?
Stir fries, yeah. Well, snacks dips and carrots and dip, and then snacks and this and that. So
you might be onto something. Maybe you're I'm just buying my vegetables for the next 2 weeks, and I'm displaying them prettily on a board for you to look at. But I know that you're not going to eat it.
Totally.
Kate's here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so happy you're back. I have to tell you about a very annoying thing, and I need some advice on it. Okay. So this is hilarious, but the toilet paper holder in my bathroom, it's one of those portable ones. It's a stick.
Oh, yeah.
And the screw in the bottom has come loose.
Okay.
And so now it's kind of like a waving toilet paper holder.
Oh,
and it's
yes.
hello, I'm over here. And I thought yesterday on my to-do list, I would tighten that screw.
Right.
And so I got a lot of gumption. I went out to the shed. I got my husband's multi-tool screwdriver that has 10 different ends on it. And then I flipped the waving toilet paper holder over And it was a house-shaped screw.
Oh, okay. So 5 points.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, like a pentagon shape.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And do you think the multi-tool screwdriver had a 5-pointer on it?
I'm guessing no.
No, it had X's, it had stars, it had squares, but there was no house in there.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not too up on the tools, but I've never seen like a pentagon shaped screwdriver or Allen key.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking maybe they're doing this on purpose, so then you have to buy a new toilet paper holder.
But I think you're probably right. But it's just the screw. And the strange thing is, of course, it probably came with the Allen key. And what do you do with the Allen key after
you
you're
always toss it.
done? Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's wasteful, but that's what you do.
Oh,
and
no.
So I guess I either have to deal with a waving toilet paper holder or replace, or like I would love to say maybe I could use a butter knife, but of course that's not an option.
I'm going to check my stash of discarded Allen keys for you when I get home today.
Thank you, Kate. You're so kind. A couple months ago, my husband came home with having read a bunch of articles and a book and decided that the best thing we could do for the planet would become vegetarians. And so I was like, okay, like I really like bacon and meat is kind of a staple in every single one of our meals, but let's see what we can do. And so I've been trying to, clear out the freezer of meat so that we can become vegetarians. And then last week, he started reading a book called The Year of No Garbage. And all of a sudden, he's like kind of not sure what he wants for Christmas and not sure what to get people because he's afraid of giving them garbage or things for the landfill. And it's a very strange time of year to be reading a book like that.
Yeah, I could see that. So, like, is it just like gifts that he that would create a lot of garbage, like gifts in packages, or like?
It's the whole kit and caboodle, I think. It's the packages. It's is this actually useful, or is this just you're on my list and I need to buy you something? Are you just going to give this to a thrift store in next month? That kind of thing.
I like the idea of minimal garbage. Like, I think that we could definitely do better that way. But I think you're right. It's tough, like this time of year. Like, how do you avoid that?
And what do you put in somebody's stocking if you usually fill it with like treats and silly toys from the Dollarama and things like that?
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, he started reading another book about processed food. And suddenly we're not going to be vegetarians anymore because too much processed food, and meat apparently is the least processed. So we're meat eaters again.
Meat is like a very popular diet, I guess you would say, like a very popular thing right now, right?
Yeah.
Like bringing back the carnivore, like
paleo diet type thing. I don't know.
Honestly, Steph, I just think it's so hard. There's so many things. Like, what do we follow? Like, what do we listen to? Like, what do we know? It's so hard to understand.
It's very hard. And especially when you're getting it secondhand with a guy who, comes home with a new manifesto all the time.
Right.
And so yesterday I was at the grocery store and I was like, I don't really know who we are anymore. I discovered that the Jane's chicken fingers were on sale. And I was like, I love these chicken fingers. But then I thought, do we eat meat? Oh, right. No, we're back on meat. But wait, this is processed meat. What do I do? And then I thought, I want chicken fingers for lunch. And so I bought them.
Perfect.
I feel like we need a drum roll. It's time for Impossible Trivia!
Yay!
All right, we each have 2 cards. They have 6 questions each, but we're only going to ask 2 questions. The ones we think most likely the other will get. How do you feel over there?
I'm feeling good, but how do you feel, more importantly? Because I have some difficult questions.
Well, I feel like perhaps the trivia will be impossible today. But feel free, go ahead, ask me your first one.
Okay, so the citizens of what Florida town maintain a fully decorated tree year-round?
Florida town. Maybe it's called Christmas Town?
You're very close, Steph. It's called Christmas, Florida.
Christmas, Florida. Oh, man. All right, well, I got to give myself this. How big was the voice in Do You Hear What I Hear?
How big was it?
Yeah. How big was the voice?
Oh, I don't
with a voice as big as
A lamb? No, wait.
a lamb. No? Do you want to try again?
Lambs aren't big. Just give me the buzzer.
It's the sea with a voice as big as the sea. Oh. Do you hear what? Okay.
Okay. I can't. Okay, I have another one for you.
Okay.
At what New York City hotel does Kevin stay in Home Alone 2?
Oh my gosh. Is it like Trump Tower or something? He does run into Trump, right?
Yeah, honestly, that's what I would have thought, but you're wrong.
Okay. All right.
It is the Plaza Hotel.
The Plaza. All right. Yeah, that was never going to come to me. All right, Kate, last one for you. What song, this is another one about songs.
Jeez.
What song expresses the wish, please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree?
What song?
Yeah.
Like, what's it called?
Yeah. You can sing it, like, you know, please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree.
I can't. Under it, like, on the spot, I just don't know.
I'll be
home for Christmas. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this impossible trivia.
I'm sorry, I have to press this button on you. We'll try again tomorrow.
So Monday afternoons seem to be like a great time to go grocery shopping.
I think a lot of people felt like that because not only was the grocery store busy, I ran into you there.
Yes. I'm actually surprised I saw you because I wasn't wearing glasses.
You just don't recognize people who are 2 feet away from you when that happens.
Yeah, but it was meant to be. I saw you in the produce aisle. I was buying a bunch of stuff for my veggie board.
And you had a ton. Like I had a basket I was walking around with, and you had a grocery cart
Like
full of
full-on,
veggies.
Yeah.
Lucky people who get to eat that today.
Definitely. Yeah. So then we ran into each other again later in that grocery shopping trip. And this was at the self-checkout, right?
Yes.
Or not self-checkout, the
regular
checkout.
till. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we were like frantically packing our bags, the lady at the checkout was like, do you want a free turkey? Like, I guess I'd spent enough money to have
You
a
guess. Yeah. You spent $300 on vegetables yesterday.
So anyways, I like looked behiund me and Steph's at the checkout behind me. And I was like, I'm going to be away for the holidays. Like, I don't need a turkey. I was like, Steph, do you want a turkey? Like,
which was such a surprise. I'm like, no, what? Do I want a turkey? What do you mean? And you're like, it's free. Take the turkey.
But it's like such panic mode. And then the lady's like, yeah, go get your turkey. It's in the freezer aisle. Da 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 da. So like I'm like looking how to get back there, and it's like you have to like run around. You can't go back through the checkout you came through because it's lined with people. So you have to figure out how to get back there. It was literally an extreme sport going to grab this turkey for you.
I appreciate you. But it is very strange. I always find that when they have the turkey giveaway, because you're already done your shopping, you've bagged everything up, and then you pay for your groceries, but then you have to leave them behind.
Yeah. So it worked out really well, actually, because I'm always like, oh gosh, is someone going to walk away with all my vegetables?
With my $300 worth.
Yeah. Luckily, though, you were there to watch my cart for me while I went to grab this turkey. And honestly, I was so hot by running through the store that this cold frozen turkey cooled me down on the way back.
There we go. And now it's in my freezer because apparently you didn't want it. Kate, it's been a ton of fun. Thank you so much for joining me on another Tuesday. You're going to do it again next Tuesday, right?
Next Tuesday. Can't wait.
Woo woo. But until then, we hope your day's looking on the bright side.
Awesome. Stay kind.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.